Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to Apocaflix Movies, and for you new listeners, welcome for the first time. I'm your host, Jacob Barley, and this is our weekly movie news podcast where we break down the biggest news stories throughout the week. And I'm only joined by one of the members today, Jake Berlin. How's it going, man?
It's good. Good to be back, man.
Yeah, Gio's sitting out today. He has a busy work schedule, so I will be running down the movie news topics today, as usually it would be Gio, but today I'm going to do it. So we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today, some Suicide Squad covers and images from Entertainment Weekly, a bunch of trailers to talk about, and a Beauty and the Beast poster. But let's start with the big one, the Suicide Squad Entertainment Weekly covers and images. So Suicide Squad has taken over this week's issue of Entertainment Weekly with some colorful covers, some never-before-seen images, and some words from director David Ayer about feeling the pressure of the film, saying that the expectations have kind of skyrocketed lately, putting the pressure on them since BVS was kind of not
dull.
What they were expecting, especially critically and even among the fans. So we got a whole bunch of different covers. We got 4 covers, one with Joker and the Harley Quinn, one with Deadshot, Rick Flag, and Enchantress, one with Amanda Waller, Killer Croc, and Slipknot, and one with Diablo, Captain Boomerang, and Katana. And we got some new images, some with Harley Quinn drinking tea and reading a book, one with the Joker and Harley Quinn in some type of meeting with a gangster, it looks like. They look up to,
that's common.
Is it?
That's common.
Oh, that's right. They look up to no good in that picture. I feel like he's going to kill that guy right after that.
Well, that scene, that must be right before, that image is right before Batman comes out on the car.
Oh, it must be a flashback.
Because their clothes are the same ones as they are in the car.
Oh, yeah. That must be a flashback. And then we also have a few other ones, David Ayer directing Will Smith. So, Jake, how did you feel about these covers, these pictures, and David Ayer's comics about the pressure?
You know, after last year when the whole Civil War fiasco happened with Entertainment Weekly and they had the meow caption next to Black Panther, I stepped away from Entertainment Weekly images. You know, the covers in the past have kind of been, subpar compared to everybody else. Like, they had the whole Terminator stuff where they were yelling and screaming and like that kind of stuff. So it was kind of cheesy, but so as far as Entertainment Weekly goes, they're pretty good images, the magazine covers.
Yeah, I like them.
I mean, they're stills, you know, you just see the characters standing alongside one another with their weapons, and Joker and Harley Quinn, you know, acting fools and looking scary as hell at the same time. But the magazine covers look really cool. I love that when you put them together, it's one giant image. It looks pretty cool together. I love the official images as well. There's a bunch of good stuff in there. The meeting between the 3 characters is really cool as well. Just with the potential of, you know, maybe 5 seconds after that image is shot, Batman comes rolling in, breaking everything up or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can kind of see it in your head.
Yeah.
And then also today they also released those mug shots I was showing you earlier.
Yeah, that's
which is
true.
really
I didn't
cool
have that in the notes, but those are cool. Those mug shots
especially because
really
it's Suicide
awesome.
Squad and they're villains.
And they're all criminals too.
It's a cool marketing ploy.
It's funny that they have Amanda Waller has one too.
Yeah,
she's not a criminal.
Yeah,
but
it's a
she's
cool
one
marketing
of the main
thing.
Characters. So.
It's kind of like what Deadpool was doing with him or with himself, and you know they're villains. So why not throw mug shots as official images in there? It's really cool. And they released a synopsis. The synopsis looks really good. There's a bunch of cool stuff in there, some revealing stuff, and it's getting me hyped, man. This movie, especially after BVS, and like David Ayer was saying, the pressure's there.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't succeed, it's going to be trouble for DC and
There's
Warner Brothers.
There's an unfair amount of pressure on this movie.
There is, yeah. But I think that they're able to sustain it, and I think that they're going to pull off something pretty good, and it's the first of its kind, and you have all kinds of great actors in there, and the potential's there, and everything we've seen so far is you know, it's a plus. So
yeah, I
it gets
think
me excited.
This definitely continues the great marketing of Suicide Squad so far. I've loved almost every trailer. I've loved all the images. It looks so amazing. I'm just ready to see the movie.
Yeah,
I really like these
We're only
covers.
A month.
Also, yeah,
less than a month.
Less than a month away, man. The tickets aren't even on sale yet.
Next week.
Are they?
I think we're gonna go IMAX.
I'm thinking so too. I think visually that movie is gonna be amazing. Yeah, I love all the covers. I love the images. I want a Harley Quinn poster in my room. Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn. I'm already in love with her. Can't wait to watch the movie. And yeah, I agree with David Ayer that there is this crazy amount of pressure on this movie, and it's not fair, but I think and I hope that it lives up to the expectations, because this movie looks amazing, and I want the DC universe to succeed. I really do. And they're not going to cancel Wonder Woman and Justice League if Suicide Squad fails, but it's going to, create a stink around DC and continue that, especially after the failures, if you want to call them failures, of BVS.
I think not the lucky thing, but the thing that Suicide Squad has going forward is because it is so different.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what to expect going in. So critics and audience members and fans won't be going in like, okay, how is this going to compare to BVS or
it's way different.
Man of Steel or whatever? You can't, because it's so different. And there are connections, but at the same time, it's so different. Like it's their Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's still connected to the universe.
Yeah, but
it's so different
very
from
separate.
everything else.
Yeah, I like that, and we're all looking forward to this movie. All right, moving on to another thing that has been going around the movie world on the web, and it has to do with the Star Trek character Sulu, played by John Cho. And apparently they came out and said that the character is going to be homosexual in the film in Star Trek Beyond, and it's kind of created a little bit of controversy online because original actor of the character, George Takei, came out and said that he thinks it's really unfortunate that they're making the character homosexual. Jake, how do you feel about this whole fiasco going on with this Sulu character?
I like that they're doing it. I think that we've all wanted and kind of talked about how this franchise should have a gay character, this franchise should have a gay character. We talked about it last year when The Force Awakens came out. It was all over the place, talking about, maybe Poe Dameron is gay, or are they going to bring in a gay character in Episode 8, or whatever it is. And I think that announcing that Sulu will be gay, and there's going to be scenes where we see him with his partner and a daughter that they adopted in the movie.
Yes, I read that.
I think it's great for the franchise. It's great for the movie world. I understand George Takei's comments as well. I see I see his side of the story, but I think it's a good thing for the movie universe, and I think that it's a good thing for Star Trek. We've never seen it in Star Trek. We've never seen it in Star Wars, and who knows what can happen. And we've been expecting. We want to see a superhero who is gay at some point, or we've talked about the female superheroes and all that kind of stuff. And I think this is a step in the right direction because it's a big franchise. It's the third movie in a franchise. I understand where George Takei is coming from, saying the first two movies never hinted at anything like that. Now they're just throwing it in there.
They didn't really have time to cover his personal
and maybe
life,
Sulu is a bigger focal point in the third movie, so they're able to touch on it. But no, I think it's a good thing, and I do understand Takei's comments as well. But yeah, I think it's a good thing going forward to step in the right direction. So.
Yeah, I have no problem with them changing the character's sexual orientation at all, and I think it makes sense because in real life there's homosexuals. So in a group of people, you're bound to have maybe one homosexual. So it makes sense to have at least one character in this universe being gay. And like you said, this is the way Hollywood's headed towards. Not because they have an agenda, but because
the time
you got to
period,
reflect reality as well. And it's more acceptable to have that, being shown in media, in TV, in movies, and all that.
Today is so different from 5, 10, 15 years ago.
And that's recent too.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, the big blockbusters are going to have this start happening. You're going to have a gay superhero. You're going to have gay leads in films. So it makes sense. This is just one of the bigger properties to do it, and they're doing it first ahead of the other ones. So I don't have a problem with it at all. But I do appreciate and understand where George Takei is coming from. He has a connection with this character, and it's not like he's against homosexuality. He's gay himself, correct? So I understand where he's coming from. It's not a hate towards homosexuality. It's because he has a connection with the character. He doesn't think they should just randomly make him gay. At the same time, I don't have a problem with it. So, and it's not going to matter. It's not going to change whether the movie's good or not. So I really hope the movie's good, and I'm looking forward to see where Sulu goes and the rest of the characters as well. All right, well, moving on to a whole bunch of trailers to talk about. Exactly, I think we have 4 or 5. And we're going to start with the War Dogs trailer, the movie starring Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. The new trailer has released, the movie directed by Hangover director Todd Phillips, and it also guest stars Bradley Cooper. And this movie is based on a true story. It follows 2 friends in their early 20s living in Miami Beach during the Iraq War who exploit a little-known government initiative that allows small businesses to bid on U.S. military contracts, and they kind of come across a big deal and become millionaires because of
$300 million contract with the Pentagon.
They become huge arms dealers, and it's based on a true story. So, Jake, how did you like this new trailer from War Dogs?
Yeah, so this is the second trailer, and I liked the first trailer. I thought it was a good introduction. It looked like a fun movie, but I very much like this second trailer more. It dives a little bit deeper into the story. Miles Teller's character kind of seems like the focal point of the trailer as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Jonah Hill's being Jonah Hill as always. Miles Teller's kind of come up on the scene lately, and I kind of reading up online. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, he's kind of doing the same roles over and over and again," but he's really good at it. And him and Jonah Hill together, they look great. They look like a fun time. The true story element's really fun. It's really interesting as well because it was based on a Rolling Stones article. And this is something I want to learn about. I mean, the fact that these kids are 22 years old and they get a $300 million contract with the Pentagon to deal arms.
That's insane.
To America's allies in Iraq. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And put Todd Phillips' twist on it from The Hangover. And
it's going to have that comedic element.
I hope that it doesn't go a little too far, and I hope it plays with the true story element. I hope it doesn't become a Hangover 2 or 3, and, it sticks to what it is. And but I'm down for it. Throw Bradley Cooper in there. It looks a good time. So
yeah, I like the trailer a lot. I'm really looking forward to this movie because I love the two leads, Miles Teller and Jonah Hill. And I don't think it's going to be all comedy, but you have this director and these two leads. You're going to get comedic elements. And I don't mind Jonah Hill and Miles Teller doing the same thing they've done in the past because they've been successful in doing that. I think, Miles Teller hit a kind of a road bump with Fantastic Four, but other than that, he's had a lot of success recently, and I think the bleed for this movie is going to be very successful as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. I love the tone of the movie, like very, fast. It seems like it's going to be a very fast-paced movie.
Well, I was literally just thinking about it. It kind of feels like a different kind of version of Wolf of Wall Street.
In a way, yeah, based
it has
on a
that
true
vibe.
Story, yeah, and just outrageous lifestyle.
Yeah, just like
type
over the
living.
top,
yeah.
like that kind of fun.
I think you could get something like that, but more action, obviously, with the with the arms dealing,
Definitely.
the stuff in Iraq. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the movie. It seems like you are as well. So look out for War Dogs. Comes out when? Later this year?
It comes out in August.
August, next month. So look forward to that. All right, moving on to another trailer for a totally different type of movie, and that is Edge of Winter. And it stars Joel Kinnaman and Tom Holland about a father who kind of he's been separated from his family, and he gets to spend some time with his two boys, and some stuff goes wrong. So Jake, how did you feel about this Edge of Winter trailer?
Yeah, so I caught this from Collider. They posted it, and it's a small time movie, obviously, but I think the reason we clicked on it is because it's Rick Flag and Peter Parker
exactly
in a movie together.
Exactly. Yeah.
I really enjoy Joel Kinnaman. He's small time. He did RoboCop. He's been in some other things as well, but I really enjoy him. He was in the show The Killing.
The Killing. That's
I know you're a fan of it, right?
One of the best shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In my life.
So I thought he was really good in the Liam Neeson movie where he was his son. So I enjoy him a lot. Tom Holland, of course. The Impossible, In the Heart of the Sea. He's been great in whatever he's been in.
Captain America: Civil War.
Captain America: Civil War, of course. I mean, he broke out.
That's the obvious
He
one.
broke out as Spider-Man in Civil War. But if you haven't seen The Impossible, go watch him in that. He's unbelievable. He's like a 13-year-old. But as for the trailer, I mean, it's a cool little thriller. It's set in the snow, which always adds a cool element to it. I love Kinnaman. He kind of plays this father who's not only going through family troubles, but he kind of has like a psychotic break.
Oh yeah,
and
it's definitely a thriller.
Yeah, and there's some interesting stuff in there. I'm very excited to see how it plays out and see the dynamic between Holland and Kinnaman, and see what happens with the other two that they find along the way in the cabin and stuff like that. And it wasn't great, but it piqued my interest, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
yeah, I really liked the trailer, and I'm looking forward to the movie. Mostly for the two performances from Joel Kinnaman and Tom Holland. I've been a huge fan of Joel Kinnaman ever since The Killing. The first two seasons of The Killing are some of the best TV I've ever seen in my life. I definitely recommend it as far as crime mysteries go.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. And of course, Tom Holland, I loved him in Captain America: Civil War. He was really good in The Heart of the Sea. He was the best part of that movie, and I didn't really like the movie. So I just want to see these two actors grow, and I think this is a good movie to showcase their talent. It's not a big blockbuster. Of course, they're going to have the Suicide Squad and Spider-Man success, but I think this is a good movie to show off their acting chops. And the plot is something we've seen before in other plots, but I think seeing these two actors and how they interact with each other is the thing I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I think that not only that, but if by this time next year we could be talking about, like, after seeing Suicide Squad, Joel Kidman could be the one who steals the movie as Rick Flag.
I think it's a possibility.
And of course, Tom Holland as Spider-Man next year, that's going to be a breakout. But like, this is the kind of movie where it leads into their future and we see where they go from here.
Exactly. And
this
we
time
can
next
always
year,
look
these
back
two
to
could
this
be-
movie. Yeah.
These two could be huge actors by this time next year. So.
I hope so, and I think so. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't even know it was coming out until the trailer came out. And Tom Holland is a freaking great actor.
Yeah.
I think
he's only 18 years old, which is great.
He's gonna be huge, man. All right, moving on to another trailer, and this is Bloodfather, starring Mel Gibson, about a father whose daughter gets into some gang trouble, and he has to protect her throughout the film. Something we've seen before, kind of reminds me of Taken a little bit, in a way.
Little darker version.
Yeah, a little darker version of Taken.
Drug lords and
yeah,
guns.
Mel Gibson, man. I'm hoping that this is a role that brings him back. So, how did you feel about Bloodfather?
It's a good trailer, and
Yeah.
I remember seeing the first image for this movie. It didn't even show Mel Gibson's face; it just showed his back, and he was like ripped out of his mind off a motorcycle. No, it's not a big time movie. It's nothing that's going to be playing in a ton of theaters, but this is the kind of role Gibson needs to be doing, kind of get back in the limelight, and he looks good in it, and he looks like he's going to kick some ass in the movie. We have seen the storyline before, but you never know what kind of twist is going to be in there. We see Diego Luna's in there from Rogue One, and it's a great trailer, but of course, the one that piques my interest the most is the Hacksaw Ridge poster.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, because I know it's connected
trailer,
to this.
Yeah,
but that Hacksaw Ridge poster, man, is unbelievable.
Looks amazing.
And the fact that I didn't really know what the film was about until the poster came out. I read what the kind of the short synopsis about it. I'm so excited to see Andrew Garfield in that role.
Andrew Garfield, Sam Worthington, Vince Vaughn.
It's just and the fact that Gibson's directing it. And,
he's a fantastic director.
It's unfortunate because this is the type of movie that is more than likely going to get some kind of Oscar noms, but I don't think Gibson's going to get any because of his past.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. I understand that, but say the film is like unbelievable, like Saving Private Ryan-esque, and he doesn't get nominated for it.
That will make me lose a little bit of faith in the Academy, because you should separate personal lives with the artistic
And I understand
part.
where everybody's coming from. We've heard the comments and what he said and everything, and but at the same time, like you said, you do have to seperate it.
The past is the past, man. You got to look forward.
But as far as Bloodfather and both Hacksaw Ridge go, they look good. More so Hacksaw Ridge, just because of that poster is pure beauty to look at.
Oh yeah,
and it kind of reminds me of seeing Bruce Wayne run into the smoke in the beginning of BVS.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But in a war tone, and I've always said I'm a sucker for war films, so definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, as far as the Bloodfather trailer goes, I think it'll be a little fun movie for Mel Gibson.
Yeah, small time,
I think, not exactly the same, but it reminds me of kind of like John Wick for Keanu Reeves in a way, to where like it's a small movie where he can just kick some ass, and maybe it'll bring him back to people liking watching Mel Gibson in films. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it'll be a little fun movie. And then the Hacksaw Ridge poster is beautiful. I think it looks amazing, and I've been looking forward to this ever since I heard about it, because Mel Gibson is one of the best directors of all time. I think if you look at the movies that he's directed and the success they've had, both financially and critically, they're amazing. And then throw in Andrew Garfield starring in that. I think Andrew Garfield is going to eventually, win an Oscar. Like, if you consider this and then Silence.
That's what I was just going to say.
There's a reason why directors like Scorsese and Mel Gibson want to work with him. There's a reason why, because he's so talented. So I think eventually we'll be talking about Andrew Garfield.
Well, he got snubbed from The Social Network.
Oh yeah, he wasn't even nominated.
He wasn't even nominated, and he was arguably the best part of that movie.
A lot of people said he should have won the Academy Award.
He was arguably the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
And if Silence, we don't know when that's going to be released. It's just kind of up in the air. It's been rumored that it's going to be released sometime later this year. That kind of movie is going to get a release date right away. It's not going to be waited on for a year or whatever. So there's a possibility in February 2017 that Andrew Garfield could get nominated either for Ridge or Silence.
Yeah, either one.
And directed by Gibson and Scorsese, those two directors, like, come on.
And then who knows what he's going to do after that. So
he's going to be, he did Spider-Man. He was fantastic as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Of course he got bummed because of all the stuff that went on with that franchise, but he definitely has a big future.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we'll definitely be looking forward to Bloodfather and Hacksaw Ridge from...
Hacksaw Ridge?
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge. Hacksaw Ridge from Mel Gibson. We got one more trailer to cover, and that is Imperium, starring Daniel Radcliffe, where he goes undercover in a white supremacy group working for the FBI. So, Jake, you brought up this trailer and thought we should cover it. So, why did you like this trailer so much?
Well, so my heritage is German. My last name is Berlin. Obviously, it's like right in your face. So this kind of stuff, like I it's not that I love seeing it, but it piques my interest very much. And the whole neo-Nazi and all this
like
stuff
you
going
said, this
on.
stuff happens in the real world.
This is all over the
and
place.
there's not enough movies made about it. You know?
We had talked about it before we turned the show on, but what Daniel Radcliffe is doing with his career right now is unbelievable. Every role he takes is different. He's connected to the Harry Potter franchise. He always will be.
Well, you thought for a while he wasn't going to be able to break out of that.
Yeah.
He's keep getting typecast as Harry Potter, but he's going down the right path for sure.
Yeah, and at some point he's probably going to go back to being Harry Potter because he's going to want money, and everybody wants to live a great life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're going to dump loads of money on his driveway. But he did Kill Your Darlings. He did, The Woman in Black. He's doing Horns. He was
in Now You See Me Too,
Now You
which
See
is
Me-
just goes to show he's doing different stuff.
But as far as this one, I mean, this looks like it can be his best performance yet, and that's including Harry Potter, because not only is he playing a young, FBI analyst who is just beginning as an officer in the FBI or whatever, but he's going undercover as a neo-Nazi, and to be able to separate those two lives is not only hard to do, but to be able to stay connected to your real life while doing it is extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
And to be able to portray that on screen, if he's able to do it well, like this could be a huge movie for him. The film looks great. It's intense watching it. Like there's some crazy stuff going on. And I don't think that they even touched on what's really going to happen, because we didn't really see Radcliffe like really break out into this insanity kind of. Yeah. And I know it's coming.
Well, I'm glad they didn't show that in the trailer.
Yeah, and
like,
there's
I
the
wanna
last
see
shot
that
of the trailer
in
where you
movie.
see him screaming. The last shot in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And I think like he's gonna hit some kind of high note in the movie where it's just gonna be like, wow, this guy's like really got it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's intense stuff, and like Jacob said, it's real life stuff, and it's very interesting. I love seeing Radcliffe in the role, I'm very interested to see how it goes down and see the story go forward. So.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to see in a movie, and something that gives me so much anxiety, is when a character goes undercover in a dangerous situation. Like when I watch a movie, I get lost in the movie. So I'm like, what if that was me? I would be so scared, like going undercover in a white supremacy group, especially what they do to snitches. Like, you're not going to make it out alive if they catch you. And that last scene when he's like, when you look to the left and the right, one of those people are a snitch, and he looks to the left, like that's intense.
Well,
man.
and he says it's to the left.
Yeah.
He says that in the trailer. It's to the left.
So I love that idea, and I know I'm going to have so much anxiety watching this movie. And other than that, I'm hoping that Daniel Radcliffe can really break out, because even though he's taking all these different roles, I don't think he's completely broken off from the Harry Potter thing yet, because right away when somebody sees him, that's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, some people don't even know his real name. They just know he's Harry Potter. So he hasn't completely gotten away from that yet, but this might be something that can help do that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. It looks very intense, and it looks
he hasn't done
like a good
other
movie.
than Now You See Me Too, he hasn't done a movie that's like hit every theater. Like He did Horns.
True. That's what I'm saying.
It was small time.
Well, general movie-going audiences don't know.
They
him in
recognize him from
anything
Harry
other than
Potter. Exactly.
Because we follow so much movie news and everything. We know he's been doing so many different indie films. But I think eventually he'll break out and do some bigger stuff.
Like Emma Watson, when she first stepped out of Harry Potter, she went straight into the big movie atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now she's kind of stepping back into the indie film. It's opposite for Daniel Radcliffe. I think Now You See Me Too was a stepping stone. Someone's going to see him in Imperium, and they're going to be like, oh, we need to grab this guy. Maybe a big-time superhero movie for a small-time role in the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Or some kind of blockbuster, kind of like what Ansel Elgort's doing with the Dungeons & Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
He got that blockbuster locked down. He's going to grab some kind of other franchise at some point. So.
All right, well, speaking of Emma Watson, we got a new poster for Beauty and the Beast. Disney released the first official poster, and of course, it's the classic rose in the glass case. So how did you feel about this poster, Jake?
No, I think that when you think of Beauty and the Beast and you think, oh, when are we going to see a poster? You right away think,
That's the first thing
rose
you're
in the
gonna
glass
see,
case.
yeah.
Especially a teaser poster.
Yeah.
And it was the final shot of the teaser trailer, and I mean, that's what you think of right away when you think of Beauty and the Beast. It's a beautiful shot. Disney does great things with posters, and they keep it so magical, and it's just something like you get so excited when you see it, because you know that it's a live action Beauty and the Beast film. I know that you are a huge fan of the animated film and you're really looking forward to this, I am as well. Emma Watson as Belle is unbelievable. What's Beast's name? The real actor, Dan Stevens.
Yeah, Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens. The whole cast is remarkable. You know, Ian McKellen, Luke Evans, Josh Gad.
Yeah,
it's just
perfect.
Emma Thompson. Like the cast is remarkable. So it gets me very excited. It's March next year. That's very soon. It seems like far away, but teaser poster is beautiful, and I'm excited for a new trailer and the real poster as well. So.
Yeah, I love the poster. I want that poster in my room. It's a gorgeous shot, and of course that's what it's going to be. You know, that's what's the story's based around is that glass case. And I'm so looking forward to the movie, especially after watching Perks of Being a Wallflower. And even though I love Emma Watson from the Harry Potter films, I haven't seen her in much outside of that. Like This Is the End, but she was playing herself. So seeing her do something else, like in Perks of Being a Wallflower, she's great, and she is great casting for Belle. I cannot be more excited for this film. All right, like we end every movie news podcast, we're going to end it with the Showdown Sunday topic. And Gio's not here this week, but shout out to him for bringing up this topic. And that is the best Spielberg movie since 2000. Now, you got a bunch of movies like AI, Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can, the BFG of recent, Lincoln, War of the Worlds, and a couple others. So, Jake, as far as your favorite, what do you think the best Spielberg movie since 2000 is?
This is probably one of the toughest that Gio's done yet. Because
really?
When you think of Spielberg, it's like
there's
all
so
his
many
films.
Yeah.
And we had talked about Saving Private Ryan, and we thought that was in 2000, but that was in 98. You have all kinds of films in there. I really enjoy Minority Report. I think it's such a clever, creative, fun, thrilling film. Tom Cruise, one of his best. Catch Me If You Can. I cannot believe that you haven't seen that movie yet.
Well, here's the thing. I told you there's movies I saw when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
I don't remember them because I was so young and I saw bits and pieces. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never sat down and watched it from beginning to end, so I don't count that as me seeing the movie.
Yeah, I know, I hear you. War of the Worlds is great. Lincoln is phenomenal. We had talked about Terminal. That's one that gets forgotten a lot as far as Spielberg goes. Indiana Jones, sure. Bridge of Spies. Haven't seen Tintin. But for me, it's a toss-up between Catch Me If You Can and Lincoln, and two very different films. And for me, I've only seen Lincoln a handful of times, and I think I'm going with Catch Me If You Can because of the fact that I can watch it over and over again. Whenever it's on TV, I click on it, and it's just something that I can timelessly watch, and because it's so much fun. And Leonardo DiCaprio in that role is remarkable. You have Amy Adams thrown in there. Tom Hanks, of course, as the FBI agent chasing him. The fact that it's loosely based on a true story, and it's interesting to see someone do checks like that, fraud, and for that long of time in so many different cities and countries, and the Pan Am Airlines and all that kind of stuff. It was a great time to do it, and it was honestly, it's Spielberg at his best, and it's such a fun movie. It's for everyone, and so I'm going Catch Me If You Can slightly over Lincoln, and Lincoln is just a remarkable thing, but I'm definitely going Catch Me If You Can. So
yeah, so this is tough for me because I haven't seen a lot of these movies. I have not seen Tintin. I haven't seen AI in a long time, so I can't even comment on the film. I haven't seen Lincoln or Catch Me If You Can, so this is really tough for me. But I do remember watching Minority Report, and I remember being so fascinated with that concept where they can predict crimes before they happen, and they arrest the murderers before they commit the crime.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
awesome.
gonna go with Minority Report because I
awesome.
love that concept, and it's funny because this is like a side topic, but the Civil War II storyline in the Marvel comics is exactly like Minority Report.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a Inhuman who can predict the future, and then Captain Marvel believes this is good, we can use this, and Iron Man says, no, you can't arrest someone or predict that someone's going to do a crime before they do it. That's the conflict.
Pre-crime. That's what it's called in the movie. It's called pre-crime.
Yeah, so I love that idea. So I'm going to go with Minority Report, but I'm sure Catch Me If You Can will be up there. I actually have the movie. I always buy movies before I even watch them because if certain directors, certain actors, so I'm really looking forward to watching that. But out of these, I just saw the BFG. I actually really liked the movie, and I actually really liked Bridge of Spies. I don't think it was Best Picture nomination
I agree.
worthy.
It was a
I
good
liked
movie.
it for what it was. It just wasn't a Spielberg.
It didn't
classic
feel
movie.
Spielberg, yeah.
But yeah, out of this list, as far as the movies that I've seen, I'm gonna go with Minority Report. All right, well, that's going to wrap up Apocaflix movie news for this week. I want to thank you all for listening, and I also want to thank Jake Berlin for joining me. Let them know where they can find you online, man.
Twitter, Instagram, at Qui-Gon Jake. You can find me on apocalypsemovies.com every day, and this YouTube channel every week.
Yeah, and you can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at @JacobBartley_ on this Apocaflix Movies YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit that like button, hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about any of the topics that we discussed this week, and thank you all for listening again. Until next time, you all take care.